Hello everyone, and welcome to another video, and this is AC3. And today we are going to be looking at Bodyguard and Blend. This is episode 2 of ABC of AC3, and we're on episode 2, so that's B. We're going to be looking at Bodyguard and Blend, as I've just said. And beaver. Gah! Smoke bomb will not save you, and it won't save you either. Bastard beaver. God damn. I really hate that little shit. Right, Bodyguard. This is how it's supposed to work on Snow Queen here. Right, that is how Bodyguard's supposed to work. Whether it will work like that every time is yet to be seen. Because, in my opinion, Bodyguard is like a 3 to 4 year old child. And before anyone says, "Oh, how do you know what a 3-year-old child's like?" Because I have one. I have a 4-year-old little boy, and he's off his head. He's insane. But yes, Bodyguard works the same way as a 3 to 4-year-old boy. In the way of some days when you ask the child or the kid, tidy your room. Okay. Eat the rest of your tea. Okay. You know, be quiet, okay, stop running, okay, you know. The kid does as it's told. Some days, however, you know, the business is normal, you know, that there's no major changes in life, you know. But some days, you know, the kid just doesn't want to do as it's told. You know, it doesn't eat its tea, it doesn't tidy its room, it runs around like an headless chicken, high as a kite on jelly babies. And, you know, and it's anarchy. In my opinion, this is how Bodyguard works. You cannot always guarantee the way if it'll work or not. Because, in my opinion, it's Bodyguard, it's Decoy's retarded cousin. Because when you set off Decoy, this is an example or a scenario. A pursuer comes walking towards you. You set off Bodyguard. Sorry. You set off Bodyguard. Bodyguard goes walking towards the pursuer. The pursuer's walking at a quick pace towards you. The pursuer walks right past the Bodyguard, and you think, "Oh crap!" The Bodyguard has to stop. Think where the bloody hell it has to go. Turn around, walk after the pursuer at a standard pace, bearing in mind the pursuer's walking at a faster pace, and you have to cross your fingers and pray to the good Lord above that stupid Bodyguard will stun the living shite out of your pursuer. And it just doesn't work half the time. The pursuer just walks right past the Bodyguard. The Bodyguard half the time just completely misses the stun, and they could be standing there next to each other for about 15 seconds, and the Bodyguard would still do jack shit, you know. But yeah, I'm being a bit harsh on Bodyguard. That is the worst. That is the worst possible outcome with using Bodyguard. On the best possible outcome, however, it can work as well as a Decoy. You know, it works just the same as Decoy, except Decoy runs like a headless chicken. Like the child on jelly babies. Whereas Bodyguard, you know, obviously it stuns, you know, so it's a bit more of a decent defensive tool, but it can lure as well as the same way Decoy can. And because it walks a bit slower, because it walks slow, it can be more accustomed for pursuers to kill the Bodyguard because it's walking slow, unless you craft decoys so it walks normally. And so on. But again, the fact that you know, Bodyguard just doesn't always work, and like, yeah, you can get the lure and you know, and it can stun, but if I was given the option to pick Bodyguard or Decoy, I would choose Decoy hands down every single time. Irrelevant to, you know, the cooldowns and how many times I can use it, and like, Christ, I will use Decoy on default, and compared to Bodyguard, if all of its crafts were magically souped up. I don't care. I wouldn't care if its cooldown was magically crafted that down to 40 seconds. Its range was crafted to 12 meters, and its duration was crafted to 12 meters. Impossible because you only get 2 points. But even if all those were souped up, I would still pick decoy on default. I find decoy to be a more versatile ability. And yeah, that's it. If you choose to use Bodyguard, I'll give Bodyguard just a little bit of an up and up on this. If you're gonna use Bodyguard and you choose to craft up the duration, because as I said, when you set it off, sometimes it'll just completely walk right past your pursuer and stun them from behind, rather than stun them right in the face, rather take them face on. So, to compensate for that, you need it to last a little bit longer. So just use the 2 craft points and craft Bodyguard straight up to 12. Don't bother about the cooldown and range, just craft up the duration, and that should compensate a little bit. Bieber!
Honorable death.
Fucking blonde bastard. Go! Right. Moving on, Blend. I always use Blend. I recommend Blend to anyone. It is a very efficient tool, and it can work well as a lure as well. And basically, it just hides you a little bit more, especially when you're playing something like Deathmatch, where you have no standard NPCs. Unless you use Bodyguard or Mass Morph or Decoy, or even Blend and Bodyguard, you know, like you got those 4 primary NPC puppet type things, and I recommend Blend because it is good. You know, you can stand right next to it. It can help to block your line of sight as well if you huddle up close to it, and often more than not, you know, that they do tend that there's a good ratio, good percentage that they will go for the Blend, and it works. I recommend. To be honest, anyone who doesn't have Blend in their loadout is, especially on something like Deathmatch, is kind of fooling themselves. Even on something like Manhunt, if you're alone, if you don't have Blend or at least a Morph, you know, you kind of putting yourself at a heavy disadvantage, really. Blend really works, and I'll always use it. And yeah, Blend, brilliant. Bodyguard, in my opinion, bloody rubbish. Pick Decoy instead of Bodyguard. Alright, well there we go. That's my 2 Bs for this episode. To finish up, because we've got 2 minutes left, I'm going to talk about Smoke Bomb. I know this is for S, but I just really want to mention this, just really quickly. I'm a subscriber to Shemu36. I think he's a brilliant player. He's a brilliant commentator. He has this brilliant attitude when he plays games. And videos and stuff like, you know, Batman and Fear, Assassin's Creed, and he is an all-round good commentator. And he made a very valid comment at the fact that Smoke Bomb is a crutch. And like, you see me using Smoke Bomb throughout this video, and slowly but surely I'm beginning to agree with him, because previously, before recording this, I was thinking about this whole Smoke Bomb thing, and I looked back at my Against All Odds video, which I'll annotate somewhere so you can see what I mean. And in that video, I didn't have Smoke Bomb, I didn't have Blend, which are my 2 crutches, basically. And I did it on the default sets, you know, and I beat some pretty good players, you know, higher ranked. They had Smoke Bombs and all the good little things. Whether they were actually skilled players, you know, I wasn't too sure, because I was just too busy trying to stay alive. But yeah, no, the fact is, Shemi made a valid point that Smoke Bomb was a crutch. So and he said he's not gonna use Smoke Bomb anymore, and I'm gonna do the same. So over time, over the next few videos, slowly but surely, Smoke Bomb is gonna be less used in my matches, until hopefully the point where I'll get rid of Smoke Bomb entirely. I don't know if I'm ready to get rid of it entirely, but I'll definitely start using it less and less, which will give me enough time to find these viable options to replace it. But yeah, I'll put that video in an annotation and in the description below so you can listen to him and you can see what I mean. And that's the end of the match. I hope you found my bodyguard and blend guide a little bit useful. If not, it don't matter, I just hope I entertained you. And I hope some people, some of you guys who are listening to this will consider, cutting down on the smoke bomb, just to make it a bit more fun and a bit more challenging for yourselves as players. Have a good look after yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.